brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he more than did his part in the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2, but his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
Nix from the shotgun. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Nix. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. And the Broncos are going to have a new set of downs. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They run it again with Williams. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
2nd and a couple. To throw, here's Nix. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And, look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Remember last time out, they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw is Nix. And this is going to be incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
A Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. So they bring out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. Throwing Nix. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's brought down. Just 3 catches in the wild card victory for him a week ago. And now he's got his first here, and it's good for a first down. Nix to the air. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And to the 36-yard line. Taken down there after getting 8 yards. Now a 2nd and 2. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Now it's Nix. This one swung out to Williams. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Nix. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 2nd down and 4. Back to throw. Nix. And his throw is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here's Nix once more. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. We're scoreless after 1. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Working out of the gun is Nix. Pass incomplete. The Broncos on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be third and forever. Looking to throw. Nix. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be fourth down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
And his kick here is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Tokyo set to go on offense once again. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's second down.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Pass complete right side to Bowers.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line.
So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that cloth's going to be on the ground.
Fancy footwork at the 45. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Stroud completes this out wide.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third.
Gibbs will try and pick it up.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Now Stroud. Middle of the field to Jefferson.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Cody Barton there to bring him down.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Stroud.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1. Stroud looking to throw.
Touchdown! From 4 yards out. And his guys have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. That time, a 9-play drive. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Denver's offense ready to go again.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. They'll go play action with Nix. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
C.J. Stroud and the offense back out there.
Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass, so whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watch the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate. The receivers catch it. The ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, 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 finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, ball never hits the ground there either.
Now he gets free up the left sideline. Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And all the way in for the touchdown.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
91 yards.
And the Dragons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Nix.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10.
And it's a fumble.
One of the linebackers has got it.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
So that play, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets pop free.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line after the loss to start out. Here's 2nd and 11.
Another run for Gibbs here.
Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. 7 yards on the carry, make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Jefferson moving in motion left. Stroud to throw it. That is caught.
And down inside the 15 he goes. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on Divisional Round Weekend. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Throwing now is Stroud.
And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Here's Stroud. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 3rd down.
Not ideal there. That delay of game backs them up 5 yards, so now they need 7 yards on 3rd down.
Jefferson moving in motion left. Stroud working out of the gun.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Dragons continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Nix from the shotgun. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right at the 35. Still going. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. And Stroud now to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Back to throw. Stroud. Now they go screen. It's complete.
Finding room at midfield.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 11 yards there. 1st down. Looking to throw. Stroud. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Again, it's Stroud. He's got it complete to Gibbs.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. So it's on to halftime in this AFC.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional round. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. That's down the field for Jefferson.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And on now is the punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Throwing Nix.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 2.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. To throw is Nix.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now it's Nix. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Here's Nix.
The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Nix to the air.
And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
The Tokyo offense heads back out there now. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Gibbs straight ahead, and not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
On 3rd down, here's Gibbs.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line.
They'll fake the jet sweep, and instead of give up the middle to Williams.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
Now they'll toss it out right to Williams. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
44 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
To throw, here's Nix.
It's complete to Hopkins.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. We're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
B.J. Hill
able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
On the give, here's Gibbs. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first.
They bring their punter out there now as he's on for the 5th time here today.
.47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Williams.
And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw. Nix. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field. And that brings up 4th. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Denver.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. Past the 20 for a short gain, 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs.
Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon Jones coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Rolling to his left. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
In trouble, and he's taken down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Kirby Joseph.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
He finds his man complete. That's Gibbs. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Now Stroud.
This will be caught just inside the 10.
Pass interference. Defense.
Well, CD, that helps the home team as they try to erase this deficit. Give them the penalty for pass interference on the defense.
Yeah, and they certainly haven't been happy with what they've seen so far, have they? They're certainly hoping that that call now might get the fans back into this one.
And he will take it in for the touchdown.
Brock Bowers.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Dragons are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
So the Broncos coming out now.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Can't get away, and he's taken down.
Aiden Hutchinson
Able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Let's take it at around the 40. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42.
Tokyo set to go on offense once again. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They'll go again with Gibbs.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. at the 36-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Stroud. That'll be caught by St. Brown. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Looking to throw. Stroud working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
That's good for a Tokyo first down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Dragons start to open this lead even wider here in the fourth.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now a 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun is Nix.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Give them 3 yards there on the first down pickup.
First down, Broncos.
Here's Nix once more.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
Micah Parsons picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. And he's got his man on the out route. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Nix.
Screen play set up for Williams. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Looking to throw. Nix.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Quickly into the hands of Mims.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. They'll look to throw again.
And this one complete again to Mims.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Back to the air with Nix.
He finds his man, complete. It's Hines. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
On play action, here's Nix.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will knock this down to still a very large 29-point deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Jameer Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out.
On the other side, they've had trouble stopping him not only on the ground but through the air. He's hit the century mark running the ball. He's approaching that receiving it.
I'm starting to think, Brandon, we're going to have to start judging running backs by a little bit different standard, and we know the gold standard now is 1,000 yards running the football. But I think we've got to start looking at all-purpose yards, yards from scrimmage. That's probably a better measure of what you're getting from these backs, because look at the game we're getting here. He's run it well, but overall his damage has been done catching it.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if that will continue. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps, because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Hand off now to Gibbs. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Gibbs will try and pick it up.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's 4th down.
And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.